You're live. I'm just always going to give it a moment because I think it takes a little bit of catching up. But for those watching this on repeat, my microphone's way over here. For anyone watching this after the fact, please enjoy this awkward silence. Hello, hello. Please let me know once you can hear me. Do I sound good? How's it going? Let me know where you're from. What? Got the thumbs up from the husband, who, if you guessed from the thumbnail, may be joining us. Definitely joining us, but thought I'd start off. Just me. Hello. Awesome. Hi, Megan. Hi, Kennedy. Hi, Allison. Hi, Thomas. Lauren. Kansas City. Where's everyone else from? I, of course, am here in New Hampshire. And it's crazy. This is, I think, my first live, and we've done most of them around 7 or 8 o'clock, where the sun has not yet set. It is that time of year, folks. Very exciting. Although very difficult sometimes with kids because they're like, it's still light out. Why do I have to go to bed? But those long days are nice. I do enjoy them. Hi, Amanda. Looks like Joe is on CRL soon in the chat. Like I said, again, he will be joining us. He was very eager to say hello, and I always love to have him here with me. But I thought I would just check in first, let you know how I'm doing, and see how you guys are doing. Hi, Danielle. So glad you could join. So, yeah, it's been a minute since we've done a live. I'm trying to think. April? March? It's been a minute. And I'm trying to think also, like my recent videos, none have been a fully dedicated like day in the life. So I feel like you may be kind of curious like how we're doing, what we've been up to, especially because I've been kind of MIA on social media, which is something I kind of want to talk about. There has been a reason. Kennedy just moved to Florida, just moved to Orlando for a new job. How's it been going? Settling in and the new job and everything. Tell us. Yes, I love, I'm trying to remember who commented before. Kennedy said, missed our little family. So I always love that the chat is active with all of you chatting with each other. So continue to do that. It makes my heart so happy. Oh, Allison just came back from Disney. Has anyone else gone to Disney recently? Of course, we have not been there since December. Things have changed quite a bit, both in crowds and, protocols, policies, all those kinds of things. Joe is always better at talking about those things, although, again, he has not been as much in the loop. So if we do decide to talk Disney business, definitely will have to have him come in for that part. Oh, Allison said only wearing masks and queues was a game changer. Very much enjoyed our trip. That's awesome. Yeah, I am certain, especially this time of year with the heat coming back, that is awesome. Hi, Zaida. Hello. Our Main Street Adventures, end of April. So that's some more recent. I feel like things have even changed since then, which is kind of crazy. Hi, Savannah. Just catching up. You guys got lots of going on. So, Chloe's here. Chloe, it's so late. I always love that you join us, though. I always love seeing you here. When is our next trip? We do not have any plans for a trip to Disney, but we may have some other plans we want to talk about tonight. Of course, all Joe's workings. Yes, everyone say congrats to Kennedy. Finger snaps, pat on the back. Yeah, who needs sleep? Exactly. I agree. Actually, I don't. I need sleep. That's who needs sleep, Chloe. I need sleep. Some of it's my own doing, though, because as they say, a lot of times with burnout or just like moms and dads, when you're so busy all day with the kids, it's like, and your only time is at night. that bedtime kind of keeps getting pushed back as you try to like enjoy your own time and all that. But that alarm clock, which is typically Lee, does come a little too early in the morning. But Tyler's going to Disney in June. We got Haley going in November. So lots of Disney plans. That's so exciting. Oh, Haley, you'll be like right in the middle of the anniversary excitement. That's cool. Ooh, Cheryl's going to Seattle. Oh, I really want to go to those national parks. Something about like the Northwest really interests me. And kind of in Zaida's area. That's somewhere I'd also like to visit. Hi, Ashley from California. That's somewhere I want to go soon to visit family. Hopefully that'll happen. But yeah. Try and think. Let me give you a quick update. I guess Joe could share a little update too, but I'll let him share kind of how he's doing, which, hint, just a little spoiler alert, he's doing very well, which is so exciting. Oh, it was so hard for a while to see him like that. And of course, we missed having him to his full capacity. But again, I'll let him share all the details or as much as he's comfortable with. But as for me, I'm trying to think. Yeah, life's been good, getting back to normal. Joe and I had our first date since Dennis has been born, which was very exciting. It was so much fun. I kind of went on a whim and surprised Joe with a hotel. I wished I was like imagining it to be like are you serious moment. I was going to like just drive up to it and we were going to be there. It was at the hotel that overlooks the Fisher Cat Stadium, which is a minor league Blue Jays team here. And Joe has enjoyed that team quite a bit because it's really local and it's a really great stadium. And, having the Red Sox close by, but over the past few years or decade, because they've done so well, it has been expensive and the seats are so far away. We've really enjoyed the small, intimate feel of this minor league team. And you really get to know the players and it's just really fun. So anyway, we had not been in a while. And so I surprised him with a hotel room that overlooked the stadium and that we also got tickets for. And so I enjoyed a Friday night game with him. And then the next night, which is when the hotel room really came in handy, was for Lee's first baseball game ever, which, by the way, he's completely fallen in love, just like his father. He like quickly grabs something and becomes obsessed with it. And what was it? He really enjoyed it. And it was so nice because, they were able to go right to the hotel when the game was over. And also they were able to watch before the game and after the game and the next morning, them getting prepared for the game, them breaking down after the game. And you got to see, it was like a perfect bird's eye view. And then not only that, but they also had fireworks that night. And as you know, my goodness, with Disney not doing fireworks, we've been itching to see fireworks. So that was great for them. So anyway, it was a great night. But I will say we did not have an Are You Serious Wilderness Lodge reaction. And maybe we welcome our special guest now so he can explain why that didn't happen. Ta-da! Here's our special guest tonight. My husband has completely changed since the surgery. I don't know how to explain it. Joe, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you.
Come on. Oh, Joe,
I lost like the last 30 seconds of what you were saying. So
I was explaining that I had
I don't like being surprised.
Yes, I tried to plan this whole surprise, and I was quite impressed with myself. I still did plan it all. But as the day was approaching, and we had to have Joe's mom stay at our house with the kids that night, we did not have, of course, because no one had stayed at our house for quite some time, the guest room perfectly ready. And because I had been staying in it for a little bit because with the surgery, I was like trying to get it ready.
She's like, we should change the sheets on there. I was
I'm
like, why? She's like, well, let's do it tonight. I'm like, well, let's just do it like next weekend.
And I was like, no, it needs to happen tonight. And he's like, what's going on?
Well, then I got nervous because I was like, who's coming to our house that needs to spend the night? I know everybody that I would want. Yeah, everybody that I would want. Oops. Muting
I think I might have muted us for a second. I was trying to move this a little bit.
Can you hear me now? I don't think so.
Is the thing moving?
Yeah,
I think it is. Okay, sorry. There's a little blip there. But anyway, he started interrogating me, and I kept trying to tell him, don't worry about it. I think you will like it. And he goes, no, well, I don't like surprises. And so I had to cave. And like I was the day before or two nights before.
The day before.
Yeah, the day before. I finally told him, and he was excited, but there was no "Are you serious?" moment. But that's okay. But you liked it, right? You were
I had a lot of fun. Yeah, I'd always wanted to stay at that hotel, so it was kind of cool.
Kevin agrees. No surprises. Okay. I wish we could do like polls in here, kind of like on Zoom. I always say this, but let's get like a poll going in the chat of who likes surprises and who doesn't. And if someone can tally those up, I'm very curious. Because I like surprises. No.
I think it all depends on whether you're a type A personality or not. If you're type A, I don't think you like surprises.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Because you like planning.
I'm very type A, but I like them. I'm very type A, right?
Yeah, very, very. She's the most type A person I've ever met.
Isabella's with me. Surprises. Oh, someone's 50-50. I see that. I'll admit, I probably am 50-50. I don't like being surprised all the time. I like to be surprised. I don't like being surprised about like special guests. I feel like I need to prepare for that. But if it's just like us going away somewhere, I'm happy to be surprised.
I think it's fun to like surprise. I like to surprise people. I like to surprise the kids.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
But Lee's also kind of like me. Does not like surprises. He gets very overwhelmed by them.
That's a good point. No, but sometimes he does. Oh my God. Close your eyes.
Yeah, close like that. But if like we're going somewhere,
yeah, probably.
He does the same thing you do though. He like hypes it up in his head way too much, just to like I'll bring him like somewhere that he likes, but it's not like the best place ever, and that's what he's hyped up in his head. So he's like, oh. Yeah.
Chloe says she hates them, but blames on anxiety. I feel like that's why I like them, because the way my anxiety works is if I know something too far in advance, I'm like doing rehearsals in my head about it. So if I'm surprised, I don't even have time. I don't know. I feel like it's going at 50-50 here.
But it was so much fun. Lee got his first baseball. We went out in the back. Oh, Sour Patch Kids. How many packages? 2 packages?
So you didn't have to throw me under the bus like that.
You didn't get any for me.
Well, that's why I brought 2, because I thought you didn't want one.
Oh, you don't know me at all? No.
Which one's you?
Only red.
He's like the only pink Starburst. I might be a weirdo. I like the yellow Starburst the best. Again, another poll. Let's get it going.
Yeah, so Ashley surprised me with tickets to the Fisher Cats, the local baseball state team. So we went 3 games and then 2 nights at the hotel overlooking the stadium, including our first date night, which was a lot of fun. But when me and Lee went, we went behind the stadium before the game. And I used to have
secrets.
I know. I used to have season tickets there back when we first got married, or before we even got married. I had season tickets there. And so I knew that's where all the home runs land is, in the railroad tracks behind the stadium. So me and Lee went walking the railroad tracks. They're not very active. They come like 1 train a day. And he found a baseball and was so excited.
Oh my God.
And he carried it with him. I think he wanted to sleep with it in the room. Like he did not let go of that thing. He wouldn't put it in a bag. He was afraid to lose it. And then he also went down to the dugout and got one of the top Blue Jays prospects to sign it. And Lee loved watching all the players heating up from
That's
the
what
room.
He called it, heating up.
Because I told him once they were warming up, so he processed that, but then he remembered it as heating up. But yeah, so then we went back the next day. We watched the players heat up, and then 2 of the players walked over to Lee and gave him baseballs. So he has like 3 baseballs now, and he's just over the moon.
Oh my gosh, I don't know that guy. Do you know him?
Zach Campbell. He's the one he caught a very famous home run ball, I believe.
It wasn't like one that ruined a game, was it?
No. I think he caught was it like A-Rod's like 500th home run?
Oh my God.
Something like that. It was a big home run that he caught. And
quick update. We've got some orange Starburst fans, and then we have ones that don't like orange. So looks like it's like a love-or-hate relationship with orange.
Pink is the only good one.
A lot of pink. Although someone said they don't like pink. These are not good for talking live. But no, really.
Yeah, A-Rod. See, he caught A-Rod's home run. I knew it was somebody big. I remember, and I remember he didn't want to give it back or something because that's his life is catching baseballs, and it was like a big one.
Oh, that's sweet, Sarah. You don't have to, but he does love the Blue Jays now. She was mentioning a Jays hat. He does have a Fisher Cats, which is the minor league, and that's the only one he wants to wear right now. But oh my gosh, he would probably be very excited about that. But someone had mentioned that there is, and I got it for Joe recently. Actually, I think when you were at the game with Lee, I had to go to Walmart, and I got you the pink Starbucks only bag.
Yes, which I could go for a couple of those right now.
Usually go again.
But anyway.
But yeah, I'll go for all the Starburst. I'm not like, I can't have that one, which I feel like you are. I'll eat them all. But I feel like I like yellow the best. I didn't see many yellow love. I think yellow's awesome.
So was our date good? Did you have fun on our date? Oh, jeez.
And the pink Starburst. He's like, this is a good segue. I'm going to go get mine. I don't know the Habs. Who are the Habs? Who are the Habs? Help me. Who are the Habs?
The Canadians. We don't watch hockey.
Oh, I was thinking that. I was like, is this hockey?
Yeah, we do not watch hockey.
Yeah, so we're not big hockey.
I like, so it's tough because we live in New England and I do not like the Red Sox. I'm a Yankees fan and I don't like the Patriots. I'm a Jets fan, but I don't mind the Celtics or the Bruins. They're not obnoxious. That's the way I see.
What you think better about some of the other teams?
Like, I like Tom Brady now that he's not on the Patriots. I think it's Belichick that I don't like. I think he's the only one.
Yeah.
But Lee loves baseball. He has the logos to all 30 teams memorized.
Mm-hmm.
I downloaded a baseball card app called Bunt because you can't buy baseball cards in the store. And so you get like free packs like every hour. And Lee will open them with me and he'll go through and name all the teams on them. Go
Bruins. Yep. I know Amanda's in the area. I can see that. Hello, everyone. I know some people are still saying hi. What did Jeffrey say?
Yeah.
Fighting words. Oh, no, guys, come on. We're family here. Although family do talk that way, so I'm all right. As long as you guys are. I know. I was going to say, you're talking about my Sour Patch Kids, and I was going to say the same thing, Isabel. I'm like, you bring your Lucky Charms marshmallows. I'm so sorry. We bought like the chewiest food tonight. You're like chewing it up over here. I was just chewing it. Sorry about that, guys. But another thing, late at night when the kids are not around, we do bring out the sweets.
Yes. So when we got home from the baseball game, I brought I have a box, like a big box of, it has to be over 100 baseballs I collected throughout the years when I used to have season tickets. And I always kept them someday for when we had kids. And so we loved it. We played with it. I have some old bats from some of the players. Some of them are broken. Some of them are not. And Lee was excited to see, because when we saw players break a bat, he would be like, I want to see what's it look like. And so I had some broken bats to show him from a bunch of players. And stuff.
He keeps saying it as if you did it. And he's been introducing it to other people because he now has to show everyone in the neighborhood, you have to come see these baseballs. And a lot of his friends are girls and they're always just not to say girls don't like baseball, but I will say these girls do not. So again, baseball for anyone. But he's always like, look, and he's waiting for this reaction. And they're just like, yeah, okay. But anyway, he's always like, yeah, my dad broke this baseball bat when he went for a home run. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I can't correct him.
I was like, no, one of the Fisher Cats players gave it to me.
Yeah, but no, just don't correct him. Lauren, that is an awesome mom brag. Did you see that at the top?
Yes.
That's awesome.
So we should talk to Cheryl. No, Cheryl's up the top.
What does Cheryl say?
Says that she's a Cincinnati Reds fan. I wonder if that means she lives in Cincinnati.
Might have to talk to you. Speaking of, wait, I just want to see. Oh, Teresa's got a trip planned, birthday trip. That's exciting. I know. So at the beginning, we kind of talked about trips a little bit. So if you're joining now, as for Disney trips, we do not have any planned.
But
Joe is always coming up with some plan.
We talked about going back down to Florida. We wanted to do something because we were supposed to go back down to Florida when I had to have my surgery.
Like February, March, yeah.
Yep. So instead,
Well, so should we explain like why we thought not Disney? One is
Too
that,
hot.
as I was going to say, one is that, as you may know from us, we've never been huge fans of going in the summer because we have the
My
freedom
lungs
not to
burn.
right now. And although there are no masks, so that wouldn't be as bad for that piece. But yeah, we've never been quite a fan of summer, and that's really all we have left because Joe might be going back into the office. That seems like that's the plan, and then
At
also
least
Lee's going to
some part of the week.
preschool.
Right.
Yeah, so. And knowing that's on the horizon, the fall, things are going back to somewhat normal or what it was before pre-COVID. We were saying like we should try to do one more thing, maybe as a family, now that we have a little bit more flexibility. And so we had considered Florida. We looked at it a little bit, but really kind of didn't consider it too much.
I think we liked the idea of it being like it was when we went back in October, and it just wasn't going to be that. So we had to kind of get that through our heads.
Yep. Just like just the crowds, but also the weather. And also we really like sorcerers because of like all that Disney is still not offering, even though it seems like things are continuing to open up.
If the kids get overwhelmed or tired or hot or like the lines are long, you could always go do sorcerers, and now you can't do that. So.
Yeah. So again, no plans for an extended stay and not this summer, and not yet anything for the fall, but probably not because it seems like it's
Lee will be in school.
Yeah, because Lee's going to be in school. Exactly. But anyway, just wanted to put that out there and explain kind of our decision process on that. But the plan that Joe kind of introduced was
taking a 5-week road trip around the country. Well, not the whole country.
I know you keep saying around the country. I'm like,
around the east of the Mississippi,
River.
In the north. It's if I say northeast quadrant of the United States as opposed to northeast.
Yeah.
So we would go to the big cities we want to try to hit. Are going to be Niagara Falls.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be our first stop. Then heading out to Columbus, Ohio. Then to Indianapolis, Indiana, St. Louis, Missouri, Cincinnati, Ohio, and then the DC area, and then back up New York and back home.
I want to do Toronto. What's all that?
The Blue Jays can't even get to Toronto right now.
So the pro/con of this is that we're it's really flexible in that we are not tying ourselves down to any non-refundable rental home. We're going to, that's the plan, is to go to all those places. But if at any point during the trip we realize, this is not really working for our family, something, we decide we just want to head back, not make it quite so long, we can easily loop back around. But the con of that is that we are kind of living out of hotel rooms, which with young kids, I'm a little bit nervous about, but I think it'll be fun and we will make the most of it. But I would say the biggest thing, so if anyone has any tips, although we'll be asking for lots of different tips about any of those areas, if you're from there, or
especially like the zoos, children's museums, those are the kinds of things we want to do for the kids.
Right.
Try based off our schedule to try to fit in a baseball game for Lee, maybe, or just me.
Was Cincinnati Reds one of them?
Cincinnati, we were looking at going to either Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Cincinnati, Great American Ballpark, or the Washington Nationals. We're not doing Chicago, so I think I saw a couple people ask about Chicago. Especially because we said Chicago would be an area we'd go for potentially a longer stay at some point, whereas all the cities we're visiting.
It's such a hub too, so easy that's one that we often our airport will go to very easily. Once we're flying again. But yeah, Chicago, we definitely on our bucket list, but probably not for this time.
We don't have a pen. We have that.
I know.
Here. No, that's not a pen. No, this is a pen.
There we go. Any tips? I am a little nervous, so. We're hoping in the hotels we're staying at, there might be a small kitchenette, as in a fridge and a microwave.
We stayed at the same hotels on the way down. So that kind of gave us the idea of this. On the way down to Florida, we stayed at the Hilton has the home to suites, and they had a kitchenette in there. So that's what we were kind of looking at. We looked at doing an RV. A couple of problems with the RV were, one, getting a place for dentists to sleep. 2, the prices were astronomical right now.
I think everyone's interested.
And then 3 was we only want to have one vehicle. So like if I'm going to be at a hotel, Ashley might hit some of the areas herself, like with the kids. So like if I'm working on a Monday, she might bring the kids to the Cincinnati Zoo or something like that. So we want to be able to have her dress. So like for getting an RV would be a lot to try to bring to all these places.
Oh yeah, Kendra. I hope Kings Island. I feel like someone else mentioned that to me. That is from that area. I have a friend. All right, Cheryl's given us her contact so we can reach out to her. Oh, Newport Aquarium. Heard really good things about that. Someone else. Oh, Smithsonian, definitely.
Yeah,
the
dinosaurs.
Natural history is the one we're going for. Although I would love to go to the rest of them, but.
So where there were a couple of other things we were looking into like this. There was a Slate historical farm. I think that was in Columbus, Ohio,
right outside of it.
And then what was the one? There's somewhere where they have the Clydesdales in St. Louis. Indianapolis Children's Museum. Lindsay said it's amazing.
Amazing.
And that's the only thing we had on our itinerary for Indianapolis.
Someone mentioned Connor Prairie near Indy.
So if you guys have any, I'm trying to write down as many as I can.
I know.
But if you want to email them to us, any ideas for things to do in those areas or on the way, maybe if we're going through those areas.
Email see you real soon. That's probably going to be the better.
Yeah, at gmail.com. And then like also any restaurants in those areas, or if you have any recommendations on hotels, we're going to try to do home to suites, but we're going to kind of play it by ear as we go.
Yeah. And also we can start up a little thing in Mighty Networks too.
Right.
As a place for people to kind of share ideas, but we really appreciate it because we want to make the most out of it. Of course, there's the balance of Dennis still takes a fairly large nap every day. Not to say that, there won't be days where we skip those, but, I don't want to skip too many because it does definitely at this age affect him. And I also don't want him to completely fall out of that routine. And just go off of his cues. We have skip naps here, and we notice if we do it a little too much that it can affect him. But anyway, so there's that, and then there's eating. That's again, as I said, we think we'll have a fridge and a microwave. So if you know a lot of creative ways to come up with different meals, so we're not eating the same thing all the time, because we will try to save money doing that as much as we can. Because
we're gonna bring a cooler with us, try to pack it, keep the fridges stocked at the hotels, because we try to stay at hotels that have fridges. Also, if there's anything at any of those places, like if there's something you must see at the Cincinnati Zoo or the Columbus Zoo or the Indianapolis Children's Museum, let us know.
They're kind of big, so if we can't get to the whole thing,
which we probably won't, because we just did the Boston Science Museum this past weekend, and I feel like we saw like 20% of it in the one day we were there.
Yeah, we were there for quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lauren said, hang on to nap time as long as you can. I totally agree.
Yes.
Lee's actually just kind of fallen off of them, although he has, I would say, average 1 to 2 a week. But he at 4.5 just kind of has started to let them go, and it seems very natural. It seems to have made sense, but I would not have stopped them any sooner. So I agree. I need to make sure that those stay frequent as much as possible. Grilled cheese with an iron. Ooh, that's an idea. They do like grilled cheeses, and I like them too. So many cool ideas. Thank you. And if anyone else, take some notes. I think so. I know. I wish you could put it in an Excel sheet or something.
Yeah. So the Indianapolis Children's Museum has an amazing dinosaur exhibit. That's one of the reasons that we picked that out, because we looked at trying to do a bunch of different, we had a bunch of different potential routes we looked at, but
Tennessee we had thought of. But...
Yeah. And then we talked about Chicago, but then we also were limited on the amount of days we can go because Ashley has a bridal shower in July.
And again, I feel like that's a good amount of time living at a hotel.
Oh, yeah.
I think just in general, I probably wouldn't have wanted to push it much farther anyway.
This originally started off with Joe thinking we could drive to California and back, which was quickly not a good idea.
One day, just not right now. I would love that one day. Definitely want to do more road trips. But yeah.
Yeah, we would see the Canadian side of things. The only thing is we don't have passports.
Yes, I know. We probably should get those, like,
Yeah.
just in case. But Air and Space Museum, totally good too. Yep. Yep. I know. So we're not even going to hit everything we probably want to. Pennsylvania is one that we're not really making any stops this time, but it is close enough that was one.
Where?
Pennsylvania. Like Philly especially, and just like Hershey Park, things like that. That was one where we were like, we'll definitely be back in that area. Some of these other ones really don't have any family. Nothing that's probably really calling us to go back there again. So we feel really good about hitting all of these. But some of the ones that have been on my bucket list and we did try to fit in, we were like, we'll go back.
Yeah.
We'll go back another time.
And then Cooperstown is definitely something we're looking at doing.
now
I don't know if
he's
Lee's a
interested.
little too young for it.
No, I don't know.
He's obsessed with baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I have to look at it a little more and see like if it's up his alley and how far out of the way it is for us, because we're driving basically from New Hampshire to Niagara Falls. That's an 8-hour drive one day.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's good.
And then from Niagara
biggest.
Falls, yeah. And then it's a lot of 3-hour drives, 4-hour drives, which shouldn't be bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's the plan. So I don't think I will be, again, it's working out with the schedule that I have on here that I don't think I will be updating. Like last time out I was doing 2 videos a week. You were seeing a lot of what I was doing live, when we were in Florida, but this time I don't foresee us, posting anything about it while we're on our journey. It would most likely be something afterwards. So that's also something. So that means I have to, I think, get a couple videos ready. I think we figured it out that because I'm only doing like twice a month, that I think I only have like one that is while we're gone. Because one is like right when we leave,
Right.
Potentially, or
Probably
like
2
right
while we're
around.
gone.
Yeah, something like
We're
that.
gone a month.
I know, right? Oh, that's true. Second. Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah. So anyway, although I think I might have to do a live on the road. We'll see. We'll try. So that's the plan.
Exciting.
Hi, Lillian.
Oh, Allison asked how I'm feeling post-surgery.
Oh, yeah, so we didn't
good.
give that update. Yes.
I'm feeling much better. I'd say I have like 95% of myself. I still have some stomach pains here and there. But like I've been able to throw Dennis around and pick Lee up.
Oh my gosh. The first time he picked Lee up, it was like the spontaneous moment. And Lee, and this made us think like, wow, we didn't realize how much this affected him. He immediately was like, Dad, you're picking me up. And he was so excited. Oh my gosh. And now he always wants to race. Joe needs to race him. And he's all back into the rough housing, which, we're trying to be careful with still. But it's Dad's back and very, very happy.
Yeah. And every day a little bit better. Like it was like tonight we did a lot of running around, me and him, me and both of the boys, which before we were not as much. So yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. He's not much for details. But the most important detail is that he's doing a lot
tips.
better.
She did ask for tips with kids. Have an amazing spouse. Because Ashley didn't make about how to deal with the kids when you have post-surgery.
Oh,
because I didn't do anything. Ashley did everything. She took super, super, super care of me and the kids. She did everything. Bedtimes, with both kids, meals for all of us, everything. So I was very, very lucky to have her, because I said multiple times I wouldn't have been able to do it without her, even if it was just me here. Like alone, like let alone the kids. I wouldn't have been able to do it myself.
I know. I'm trying to think like on my side, like how to give tips. Oh, geez. Just understand. And again, I don't know, what post-op is looking like for you potentially, but just understand that like life is not going to, like, you basically have to put a lot on pause, and you just come up with terms with that, and that it is okay that, your house isn't going to look as nice as you want. You're not going to get everything done. It's kind of like having probably a newborn, something like that, kind of that stage. Can't always keep in touch with everyone, and the kids are gonna want and need a lot, and they need to understand that life's gonna be a little different for a little bit, and all those kinds of things. That's probably the biggest one. You really need to let go of like trying to make it all work, and just, do what's most important and prioritize. And yeah.
And then the other thing is like, it's a balance between wanting to look up things online about like your surgery, because the doctors don't give you the full story. But you also don't want to freak yourself out looking stuff up online, but you want to get some reasonable expectations, because like with me, the doctors didn't tell me what, they told me like, oh yeah, go back to work in like 2 days. In 2 days, I couldn't even get myself physically out of bed without help from people. So like that just wasn't even like logically making sense. And when I looked it up online, people were like, there's no way, like you should be taking like 2 weeks off work.
I know. So that
that's where like, that was like the common thing. So like, it was just setting really bad expectations. Cause like, and then everyone's like, oh, you should have gotten this. You should have gotten this ready for yourself. Like you should have like a sleeper chair or something like that for yourself that you can get in and out of easier than a bed where you have to lay down. And there's all those things that nobody said ahead of time that I should have done the research for, but I also probably would have freaked myself out. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a balance. Maybe have somebody else look it up for you.
Yeah.
So you're not freaked out, but they tell you the things, maybe they summarize it for you.
Right.
Like a spouse or a friend or something like that. That's like not going to tell you all the bad stuff, that at least, 1 in a million cases, but tell you like, hey, be prepared for X, Y, and Z.
Right. Exactly. Because I felt like that did throw us for a little bit of a loop. But yeah, we made it out. So if you're in the middle of it or getting ready for something like that, know that there is another side, and things will get hopefully back to normal for you. And then you do appreciate life a little bit more because of it. One question I saw, I think a couple of times, and I just saw it recently from Isabella, something we still haven't done yet, and I don't know if we're going to get it done before this trip, is doing our reaction video.
I know, we still have so much to pack.
You know what we should do is we should do that, like a reaction video, maybe for our like first video and the Are You Serious video for our anniversary of See You Real Soon. Although we haven't been posting, I know, regularly to that, but when is that?
July.
End of July. But what year will it be?
2012.
Oh, our 9th.
Yeah.
Our 9th anniversary. Oh my gosh, almost a decade. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So not yet, but hopefully soon.
Anyways, I'll let you get back to your thing.
Oh, no, I don't.
No.
What?
Okay.
What?
I just didn't want to
hang around.
hijack your
No. I was talking about you almost the whole time anyway. So what else is going on, guys? What's new? Just when I was thinking about some of my recent videos, I think I'd done one about my kind of decluttering my mind. I did one on a Mother's Day kind of local little road trip we did, just very local. And then just this past Friday, I did one on children's books, which I really enjoyed making. It's on the longer end, and I think from what I'm seeing, it's not the most popular topic, unless it was Memorial Day weekend, people are busy. But if you haven't checked it out, please, I would love for you to watch it, because, yeah, it's something that I really do love. And whether you...
I think you should be a children's book author.
I know. Zaida, you inspire me to do that. I think
you can like hire people online that will animate it on these websites.
I gotta talk to Zaida a little bit.
You gotta write it.
Because she recently has written a book, and she has completely inspired me, and I actually want to share that book with you more. I don't have it on me right now, and I want to show it with the kids reading it, because actually Dennis grabs for it a lot, and actually it really loves it, and it's such a sweet story. Zaida, I'm so sorry. Is it running with mommy or mama? Let me know, or let everyone else know. Share a link if you'd like, but I will be doing that as well soon. Just haven't quite gotten to it. Is Lee excited for school? And then
and somebody else said about if they have a strict attendance policy. Well, he's going to preschool.
Oh, I know. We did get that. Yeah, it's not like a school. It's not a public. It is private.
We don't have preschool.
We don't have public preschool. So it's not like we're dealing with any like policies where we'd be getting in trouble for absence. But we are paying for it. But at the same time, what's the thing you're talking about? If it's already paid for.
Yeah, I saw. So I was talking to Ashley about like how TikTok I find to be a very good and very, very bad thing at the same time. Like it can be like, there's some really interesting things I've learned on there, just like hacks about life and like just like your day-to-day activities. But there was one video that was like a guy that was saying like, you say, I wish I could remember how he worded it, but it was very good. It was about like, once you've spent the money on something, you like sit there and you go like, well, I got to finish eating these French fries because I've spent the money on them. I got to get my money's worth. But he's like, you have to reanalyze every minute. Like that money is a sunk cost. Now you have to look at it and go, do I want this French fry? Is it good? Am I, the money is a sunk cost. It's not going to change. You spent the money. Now do you eat it? And the same thing about everything you do in life. I forget the examples he gave. Do you remember what I was saying to you? He gave some really good examples about like, let's say you're doing your garden and you're like 70% of the way through and you're like, oh no, this is not like good. Like just because you've done 70% of the work on it doesn't mean you need to continue the other 30% if it's not going to be a good long-term thing. You need to, the sunk cost fallacy. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you look at that with like a lot of things. We learned it in like economics and stuff, but I never really heard it applied to like your day-to-day life before. So it was pretty interesting.
So
but it does help you realize like when to quit on something or when you're trying to force yourself to do something. It's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, I definitely will say I'm the food one. Like I for sure at buffets and just like when you get American huge servings, I'm like, I need to get my money's worth. But you're so right. I ended up like gorging myself and feeling terrible.
Or if you're just working on something, let's say you're like doing something, I don't know, in life and you've spent like 5 hours on it and you're like, well, I got to finish it. And it can be good to finish it. It can be a positive thing. But if finishing is going to accomplish nothing, you have to look like, well, do I need to spend another hour on this? Should I do another hour of something else? Or just don't finish it to finish it unless that'll be an emotional high for you to finish it.
Yeah. I thought that was very interesting. I would be curious if there's more books on that or anything like that.
It's a big economic theory.
Yeah.
But it's not, I don't know if there's books on it like in life.
Right. Exactly. Someone mentioned that their school daycare does like a vacation time. You only pay half for the week you're gone. That would be nice. We do still own DVC. Yep, we do. Yep. And Chrissy just joined. We do not have any Disney trips planned. We have a mini road trip kind of along the Mississippi, kind of like, what did you say, northeast quadrant?
The north, if you took the United States and divided it like this, it's in the upper right. Basically, since Ohio, Missouri, and around, back to New Hampshire.
This is an interesting question. Are you reading anything fun or watching any fun shows or movies recently? Yes, we have actually been a little bit. Oh yeah, I was like, so we have been trying to watch a little bit more, but also trying to read together a little bit more. That's kind of been something that's been important to us. And I was going to show you what we've been doing.
We are reading this behemoth of a book.
So it is like an encyclopedia kind of feel. And I also have world history. We decided to start with American history. We're a little bit more familiar, start kind of small, then grow. I got this for Joe the world history book.
What it looks like.
Right. So it's like a textbook, which I was saying, like, because it's been a few years since we've been out of school, and especially middle school, high school, and there's so much you learn that's really kind of interesting facts that you kind of lose because you make room for other things. So we've been kind of going through. They have them. If you show them the color on the side. Yes.
So they have a color.
Right.
Oh, here. You see it. Well, these colors over here.
Mm-hmm.
Where each one is like a different, is that what you're talking about? Like the different
I was just going to show it from, So if you look here, you can see like there's all these different colors. But it has like a
each one's like a 20-year period, 40-year period.
So we usually do like one a night. And again, we don't do it every night, but we try to do as much as we can. And then we talk about it and we read. And so we've been really enjoying that.
The part I really enjoyed about it is like this book at least reminds me of AP US history in a book. Like I took 2 years of AP US history in high school, and in high school, you're taking it because you have to take it. And I liked history, but reading that book was like, I was able to kind of focus on the things I wanted to focus on. Like I remember learning about the Stamp Act, like back in AP US history, and I learned it to pass a test. Now I'm actually learning like about the Stamp Act, and like I have much more.
And we're adults too.
Not comprehended on like.
So like we're like, wow, we could have been those people, like. going against it, and and we've got things going on right now in our lives and across the country that you're seeing kind of our repeats sometimes of past history. Melissa asked, Joe, do you enjoy documentaries by Ken Burns?
Ashley enjoys documentaries by Ken Burns.
Yes, he's my favorite.
Which ones did we watch? We watched the Civil War.
Mm-hmm. The War, which was World War II, which
did
is
we
my
watch
favorite.
Baseball? We never
Parts
watched
of it.
Parts of it. We never watched. We kind of quit because it started way too early in baseball for me.
Mm-hmm.
We started in the 1930s, maybe.
Prohibition.
1920s, maybe. We watched Prohibition. Yeah.
Was FDR? Was that a Ken
The
Burns?
Kennedys? Wasn't the Kennedy? Wasn't one of those?
No,
wasn't
FDR.
Was it the Roosevelts.
The Roosevelts. Was
That's
that
what
Ken
it was.
Burns?
I think so. I think he did the Roosevelts.
Anyway, we watched that, which we enjoyed. So yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so reading that. As for what we're watching, we're a little all over the place. We committed to a TV show.
Come on, knock on our door.
Nope.
No. Isn't that? No, it's Three's Company. Oh, jeez. What was it? How's it begin?
Oh my gosh.
I forget now.
Oh my gosh, wait.
Oh, this is so embarrassing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a friend. Joe hates. So I don't know where I saw it. It was before TikTok. So I don't know if it's YouTube or just like Facebook videos. I don't know. But it's been like a couple years where there's this guy.
This is painful to anybody who's ever watched the show. If you're a Golden Girls fan.
Oh no, it's so good. I never watched Golden Girls.
Don't watch it with Ashley because she'll just ruin the theme song. That's why I have the wrong theme song in my head. I've blacked out the theme song because it's so painful.
I add so much flair to it.
The way she butchers it.
No, I add flair. If anyone knows this clip.
I don't have enough pieces of flair.
Woo! Anyway.
That's a different flair.
Does anyone know that clip where the guy like is watching Golden Girls and he just adds like little like riffs to it? He goes, "Thank you for being a friend. Oh. Travel to the world back again." So let's start from the bottom. Now we're here.
It's not good.
Anyway, so we've been watching that on Hulu. But we've actually taken a recent couple breaks because recently we had a few late nights with the kids, which then turned into earlier bedtime. So we were like, ooh, we actually have time for a movie.
Oh, we're getting into movies.
So
this is a very controversial subject.
No, I'm
controversial alert.
Because if you come on strong, we're not coming on strong. We've talked about that.
I'm going to war.
No. Okay. So one, I watched on Disney Plus. I found it fascinating. A Star Wars documentary. It was from 2004. So it was like right around when the episode 1 had just come out, and they barely skimmed over it. They're like, yeah. And it was just like, he didn't talk at all about like the bad received from audience. But it went into the first trilogy and just how, oh my gosh, seeing George Lucas so young was interesting. And just like how all that was created was really cool. So I definitely recommend that documentary. But what else? So then finished? We were like, I think we haven't finished
the trilogy,
the third trilogy. And so we just finished that with The Rise of Skywalker.
There's only one trilogy. And it's of the King.
Oh.
Isn't that? I don't know. No.
Yes,
Lord of the Rings. There's only one trilogy. It's Lord of the Rings.
Hi, Devin. Which I have not seen. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I've not seen or read Lord of the Rings because I was going to read it recently, and then I was like, I want to read this with the kids for the first time and be just as surprised as they are. So that's my plan. So I don't know much about that story, but Mighty Ducks Game Changers. So I watched that, and so then because of that, I was actually watching A New Hope. A little bit. It was like a way to fall asleep, which we don't usually do that. But I think since like your surgery, you've been like kind of watching things to fall asleep. Well, you were, and then
I wasn't.
I kind of did that. But then we watched Rise of Skywalker, which we really liked. We're not like diehard Star Wars fans.
That was a very controversial movie. I had no idea. I thought it was fine.
It was rated the worst, even worse than
Episode 1. I mean, I'm not saying it was the best movie ever, but it was not as bad as Jar Jar Binks. Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because it just was like the
the
end of the trilogy and like it just didn't wrap things up as people wanted it to, but I liked it. Oh, Back to the Future trilogy. Yeah, I was saying we
That
should
was
do
one
that.
good movie, and the other two are rough.
Bye, Sarah. Oh, Bill and Ted is a good. See, everyone's coming. Okay, so someone brought it up. Someone brought it up. I'm trying to think of that. What's the song? Yeah. Yeah. So Joe and I, fun fact, have never seen any of Indiana Jones. And so after we watched Rise
The good old days.
Oh, stop. Oh my gosh, no, I'm not no, stop it. There was a lot of expectation going into it. And
it's rated 99 on IMDb.
So a lot of expectations. We just were coming off of Rise of Skywalker, which is a little bit more recent. And we had gotten some insider information.
Not really. Not like somebody who worked on Indiana Jones. No. My brother.
Don't call him out. Who is a big Indiana Jones fan and not a Star Wars fan at all. And was just like, Star Wars.
It's not a trilogy anymore. Good point, Kevin. Thank you.
Star Wars is the worst. You will love Indiana Jones. And we're like, oh, really? Like, we like Star Wars, you know? So we're like, wow, this Indiana Jones must be so different. And we just had like these completely different expectations. Because again, we weren't around when it was released. And we completely avoided any knowledge of Indiana Jones other than from the ride.
And the ride in the show.
The ride in the show. So that's all of our expectations. And yeah.
I thought it was going to be realistic. I didn't realize, well, this is a spoiler alert, it's a 45-year-old movie.
Oh, I know, sorry, yeah.
But people's faces start melting off. And I was like, what is going on? I thought this was realistic. Star Wars was the fantasy one.
I know, and I thought it was going to be a little bit more like
National Treasure.
National Treasure, where we were going to like help him like solve things. And like we had to like, it was going to be a little smarter, like what made you think, but didn't really make you think at all.
And Marion was a completely different character than the show at Disney World. And the show in Disney World, Marion, the character, is like fighting people. And I'm like, oh, they're like a team together.
But
in the movie, she is not.
Way. No. Yeah, it didn't feel that way in the movie. So we're disappointed in Marion's character. I don't know if it gets better. So I have not given up hope.
I mean, it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen, but it was not worthy of a 99.
Home Alone is a trilogy too. But
those are all movies that just had bad sequels and triquels.
Snakes. It had to be Snakes. Yes, the Mummy trilogy. Wow, we forgot all these trilogies.
And then Fast and the Furious is like a tenology, whatever, yes. A decology.
So again, another thing about Indiana Jones is, it could be a nostalgia thing. You had to be a certain age or of certain influence, or it come at a certain time in your life for it to have more of an impact. It just didn't have that impact on us.
I just walked away wishing I had 2 hours of my life.
No. We just had like super high expectations. Like again, 99 rating, and just knowing a few people being, very much liking it. We just had different expectations. So I don't know if anyone has any tips. What did we miss? What are the takeaways from Indiana Jones? Like, what made you fall in love with the movie? And help us see the light. I am still a believer. I believe there is still hope with Indiana Jones. It just was not a good night for us for that. So that's what we're saying about Indiana Jones. No disrespect.
I don't mean no harm. So yeah. Anyways, that was
Father of the Bride. Oh my God, I'm loving all these trilogies coming out. Advice for people pursuing grad school. So we did grad school online. I don't know if that's how you're experiencing it. So
some in person.
Oh yes, we did do some in person. That's a very good point. So that could certainly change your experience. We also were full-time, and also
full-time working.
And then the other thing is, I will say we had a little bit of a different experience because Joe's was in the field he was in. So he had a lot of prior knowledge. It just kind of came easier to him. It being kind of on the business side, they didn't have as big of expectations where it's like you needed hours of like, all the stuff that my degree in education requires. So I will say in that, I was in higher education, but my degree was more traditional kind of public school setting education. It was difficult in that I had to do just that much more work because I wasn't in the classroom, and there were a lot of expectations that you did need to have experience or be in a classroom to complete a lot of the assignments. So it was a lot more work on me. So if you are pursuing something that's different, does not mean that you shouldn't, but understand that expectation. And yeah, I'm trying to think of other things. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. Definitely just keep on your work, have a schedule. Take advantage of it as much as you can, because you really, keep the books that I found that there were certain books that I found really helpful and I used in my career after that. I did enjoy it. It was difficult, but I did find it beneficial.
There's a general consensus not to watch the fourth Indiana Jones, which is we were
totally
given
on
that
topic
by my brother as well.
Okay. Oh, he doesn't.
Yeah,
he
said
with
watch.
Shia?
Yeah, is that who is in it? I didn't
I
even
think
know.
so. Is that the one with Shia?
I don't know. He said do not, absolutely under no circumstances watch the fourth.
Oh
movie.
no! There's gonna be a fifth, isn't there?
I don't know.
That's what I heard.
I've never seen E.T. Not since
So
since I
someone
was a
says they
child.
like the third one, but we're not wowed by Raiders of the Lost Ark. Okay, all right. There's still hope. Bye, Zaida. Oh, good luck teaching your workshop. Fans of E.T.
I said I've never seen it.
Oh, did you say that? Sorry, I'm behind. I'm reading. Hi, Aiden. Sorry, I'm reading Two Cats and a Mouse. She's got a character analysis that is important, and I want to channel this.
I like the history of National Treasure because that was like
I just didn't feel like there was no
I'm a simpleton.
And I guess I thought I was gonna learn a little something. I didn't feel like, but yeah, it was I find, but I know people have said the second, I guess, isn't good, but I find I actually prefer sequels a lot because I find
we're doing a sequel.
Popular demand. What does he say? This is actually our fifth sequel.
Seventh sequel to our original motion picture.
Hey, bringing you back to November 2015 trip. Cloning Muppets. But what was I going to say? Oh, I actually really like sequels because I feel like the first movie, it takes way too long for the characters to develop. And then I'm excited in the sequels because I'm like, all right, we got that out of the way. Now let's really get to know you guys.
Well, let's preface this with Ashley goes to a Chinese restaurant and orders steak and goes to a steak restaurant and orders chicken and goes to a chicken restaurant and orders steak. And don't. She always likes the off-brand thing. She's like, I'm going to be the one that discovers the delicious fish at the Longhorn Steakhouse, and then is shocked when she's violently ill.
I know, because I really was.
That's a true story.
Not Longhorn though. Don't hate on Longhorn. It was
Roadhouse. Texas
Roadhouse.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna get the fish. I was like, where's the steak place? She's like, yeah, but the fish. And then she got to taste the fish again. We watched The Big Bang Theory on and off.
Yeah, not me as much. You a little bit more.
Yeah.
I would actually really enjoy doing that. I am like more than Joe. I am like loving the Golden Girls. Like it's giving me
I watched
life.
it already as a kid.
I know. So I've never seen an episode of the Golden Girls. Not one episode. So it's like this brand new experience for me.
Ashley's jealous of them.
Love them. Yes, I want to be them.
They're all widows, just so you know.
I know. That's the one thing I said. I was like, well, no. I just like.
If I go missing.
I feel like you're kind of like out of.
That's okay.
Come on in.
But I did see that there's a funny clip online of Big Bang Theory when they've removed the laugh track. It's very uncomfortable to watch.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Because a lot of the jokes are like jokes you don't really understand, but you're like, oh, I should laugh here. But there are some very funny moments in the show too. But it's because they have some like really nerdy, like funny moments that you're like, oh, that's supposed to be funny. I love Community, Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
We are watching. Oh, the other show we're watching.
I forgot. We took a break from Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Much to my dismay, but I was okay with it because we were watching the second season of
Mythic Quest,
which is on Apple TV. So you have to have.
But if you're a fan of Community or
Sunny and
Always Sunny, It's by the people from Always Sunny. It also stars Abed from Community, and it's got a bunch of people from Always Sunny, and then a couple of other actors in it too. And there's this woman named Jo on it.
Oh my God, we're obsessed with Jo.
I'm obsessed with Jo.
Oh my gosh, she's so funny. She's like nothing like us, and she's just
like so aggressive and angry.
It's so amazing. It's like I live vicariously through her. I'm like, I would never want to be you, want to be around you, but I just love you still.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, really funny. So yeah, if you're into any of that kind of comedy, Mythic Quest is really good. Yes, not a kids show.
So I love Community. I watched all of Community.
There's
a lot of people saying that. And then so they said The Good Place. I started watching The Good Place when I was holed up with my surgery. But it did not make it past, I think. Ashley decided she wanted to watch it with me, and so then I never got to watch any more of it because I couldn't watch it without her.
Oh, you could though. I didn't get quite into it because I got into it like halfway through one season, right?
Right.
Alicia's joining a little late. Joe's doing great. Yes. 95%, he said. Thank you for asking. Survivor. I watched the first or second season, I think.
New Girl. I've watched New Girl on and off.
I didn't really get into that.
Yeah.
Honestly, you watched a lot more than me. I don't know how that happens because we're with each other a lot.
I think back when you were in grad school, and then also
I was gonna say you've watched Big Bang.
When we lived far away,
New Girl.
We both had a long drive, so there were days where you work.
I worked some nights
Fridays
till
off.
8:30. Oh, and I had Fridays off. I was gonna say, it's like, when did this happen?
Yeah, so I watched a lot, and before we got married, some of those shows.
Yeah, but yeah, so we're enjoying these shows because I feel like we were struggling on landing on something to watch, and we've been enjoying those. Golden Girls is just the perfect, just not too serious, just like so cute. But also I feel like you do learn a little something in each one. I'm trying to get.
We didn't finish Once Upon a Time. People have asked. We watched all the way
when
until
they switched it up.
They switched the characters and went back to like the new realm or whatever. That last season where Henry got older.
Which that's like the only show together in a long, long time. Is probably pre-See You Real Soon, because I think we got rid of cable right around when we started See You Real Soon. Yeah. That we actually we binged quite a few seasons, but then we were watching live. And we would wait for every Sunday. And that's that. I know, we weren't big fans of that.
We lost Downton Abbey at some point because that was when we were watching live.
That one and Mad Men we lost. We're not good when it's live because we don't have cable, so we had to figure out some way. And we just end up stop watching, and then we're like, well, we committed to half the season, but now I forget it, but I also don't want to rewatch it, so then we just give up. It's really sad.
So there was a certain character, I won't say which one, that died in Downton Abbey, and I think we trailed off certain. Well, I guess a lot of characters die in Downton Abbey, so it's not.
But there was one.
Yeah.
There was one. I was not expecting it. I think that's the first time I saw. I was like, I visibly screamed and started. Yeah. I was like,
and I was like, no, wait.
I'm like, oh no, you're like, he'll come
back.
No,
he did not come back.
No, he did not come back.
And then the Mad Men. That was another one we abandoned.
Yeah.
We
liked it, but we caught up and we just never were able to go back. And now I feel like we're in this weird spot. We don't even remember where we stopped. And it's like, I don't know if I want to rewatch it.
But some shows belong to be watched live because somebody asked, did we watch The League? And I watched The League, but that was one that when you watch The League, it's a fantasy football.
So the references.
The references kind of go away when I'm like, the guys are like, oh my God, don't draft Jamal Charles. I was like, well, when did this take place? Because he was really good a couple years and really bad a couple years. I don't know what to go with this joke.
Right. One that I watch live by myself, I was gonna say no, you don't really ever pop in. Is and it's coming back this fall.
Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the Stars. I say this all the time, but it just cracks me up how I fell into this world, never watched it, and then when I was nursing Lee, I just fell into this YouTube spiral where I just watched old Dancing with the Stars videos, and then I started watching it. That was 2017. So I did not like this past one. Because it was just no audience and stuff. So I kind of fell off on this past one. I'm hoping this fall will be a little bit. I did not watch WandaVision.
Or This Is Us.
Yeah, or This Is Us. I haven't watched either of those. WandaVision, I feel like you have to have some Marvel background, and we really don't.
I've never seen a single Marvel movie. I don't say that with
Parks and Rec, you like? Right?
watched it a little bits here and there. I didn't get as into that show. That's like we watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We loved that one.
Amanda, I knew we are kindred spirits. I knew you liked Dancing with the Stars. We'll have to have like a watch party or something. Someone asked you something. What's your Nicole asked you? Hi,
I don't
Nicole.
know what level I'm on in Tsum Tsum. I don't play enough to get any more boxes.
Oh.
So then like I like being able to open boxes, but I'm not spending money on it.
When are they going to do a Sorcerers? I keep thinking they're going to come up with a Sorcerers app. I'm like waiting for it. It's probably not going to happen, but Stranger Things. I know people mention that one a lot. We haven't done that one.
What character would you be on Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I can't even remember anything. I would probably no, because I'm not type A like her. I was going to say I'm kind of bubbly like her.
I think I'd be the other one.
Oh my God, you think you'd be his like best friend? Oh no.
No.
What's her name? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. No, you're not that like monotone.
No. What's her name? I can't think of her name.
I feel like you'd be like Terry.
Terry Crews?
Yes, because he's like a little like type A, but also like
sarcastic.
Yeah, loves his kids. You'd probably be Terry. I would be Captain.
Captain Holt?
Yeah, I want to be Captain Holt. I love him.
He's so boring.
That's probably one we're gonna fall off on too.
Rosa, thank you.
Rosa.
I would be like Rosa.
He's not Rosa.
I'm like Rosa mixed with Terry.
Yeah, I just think you're Terry because Terry can sometimes be down and stuff. I'm probably his best friend. Right?
Yeah, the nerdy one.
Yeah, what's his name?
The one that adopts
Charlie.
Nicolás.
No.
Charles.
I was like, I know I'm close.
Nicolás. I feel like we're saying the same thing.
I'd probably be. I was like, I'll probably be Nicolás now. Oh no, or you know who I am? You know who I am?
I don't love yogurt, so no. Oh, who are you?
Doug Judy.
Yeah.
I'm Doug Judy.
The role that was meant for Patrice.
We have not seen Raya or Raya. I think it's Raya. Oh, Handmaid's Tale. I heard that's really good. Especially that's like one, I know it's dark and heavy, which is why I feel like I've avoided it. But I think that's one where you really kind of like learn a lot and it makes you think. So I would like to watch that. Anne's catching up on the Marvel thing. I know I still haven't done that. I know.
Those are ones you'll have to watch without me.
Yeah.
I don't like superheroes.
Really?
No, at all.
Yeah, maybe not. I bet you would. Oh, Queen's Gambit. I've heard about that too. Crown was another one we fell off. We're like,
no, I just haven't watched the latest season.
Right, that's true. Well, we only got through half of even the one before that.
I don't like the idea behind superheroes. That's why I like it.
That's what I'm telling you. There's a movie. Where is it on? Is it Netflix? Where it's like it tells you the bad side of superheroes. It's got the guy Nate from Gossip Girl in it. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Outlander. Heard about that one. Also heard about I know you guys are talking about Downton Abbey. What's the like, huge craze right now? Everyone's talking about on Netflix.
It's like a
Downton Abbey.
I don't know.
Tell me.
I don't know Marvel. Sorry.
You need to repent. Yes, thank you.
I don't like
The Boys. That's the one I was talking about. That's what Nate.
Bridgerton.
There you go. We haven't watched that either. Sorry, I'm all Golden Girls right now. I'm all Golden Girls.
Yeah, I have not watched any. It's not that I don't like superhero movies. It's just that in my brain, I can't comprehend superheroes not being actors. Like I like professional wrestling. I know they're all actors. I don't like Harry Potter was very unique for me to actually enjoy.
I know he's not big on fantasy, right? But you liked Star Wars
for the visual. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
Something about it.
I feel like you haven't given it a chance. I think we gave it a chance. Well, we'll see. It's a big undertaking, so that's why we haven't done it. But
maybe when the kids watch them, I'll watch them.
There you go. Been a while, but maybe.
It took me a while to get into Harry Potter.
It did. For years, you saw me like love it, and you didn't get into it till a few years.
I remember you went to go watch the last book launch, and I remember being like,
You came and you were supportive. You were not judgmental, so that's good.
But I
Joe's not being judgmental to anyone that likes superheroes. But
no, I just don't. I can't personally watching.
Everyone's saying The Boys. I agree. I think Joe would like The Boys.
Boys.
Carol, you have so many interesting facts. One is that she met Betty White at Magic Kingdom.
In the 90s or in Benny's 90s? In the 90s.
Yeah. Oh, The Martian or Hidden Figures. So I'm follow up to my book club. We decided to read Hidden Figures as a follow up because the book we read was a nonfiction book about NASA and the Mercury 7 and the first moon landing with Apollo. And so we thought Hidden Figures would be a good follow up. So I am reading that right now. I've not watched the movie, so I'm very glad. I have heard the book is better than the movie. It's a little bit more detailed. So
I think I went to see Superman back in like 2003, 2000 maybe, in the movie theater, somewhere around then. It was not a good movie. It was probably one of those ones that they produced just to keep the rights, and I just never could process them after.
I don't think the Superman was good, so that probably wasn't a good.
But I think it like just messed with my head. I was like, I can't.
I will say I experienced the only Jake Gyllenhaal's Spider-Man, that era. I experienced that. And I will say the one thing, and that's another thing of why I feel like I'm not going all in on Marvel, is that I felt like I enjoyed Spider-Man watching it in theaters, brand new, with a whole crowd seeing it for the first time, and the excitement and energy you got out of that. And we would not be getting that with any of the Marvel movies. So sometimes I'm kind of like, we missed out. Now I'm like, do we do it? I don't know. All you keep saying we should, so who knows?
I'm not that kind of movie
I
person.
have heard The Boys is very R-rated. That is correct. So that would be a nighttime show.
But like my favorite thing is like Mythic Quest has probably been my favorite show I've ever watched.
Oh gosh, yeah. So
it's
anything like Mythic Quest, if you've seen that.
And like Community has been like really good. Seinfeld, like I'm all comedies.
But we're talking movies here.
But I'm all comedy, everything. Even my favorite movies are all comedies.
Yeah, that's a good point. Joe's not a big action here.
Anything
action movie.
Anything Kevin Smith. Anything Ben Stiller.
Like, Shanghai Nights and all those.
Those are all comedies. Owen Wilson.
Action.
They're Owen Wilson. Like them in time.
Tobey Maguire. It's not Jake Gyllenhaal. Whoops.
Step Brothers. I want to watch that.
Maybe, but yes, from what I've seen, someone mentioned
From now on.
Wait, is that we haven't watched that yet? We want to because we've been listening to the soundtrack recently, a little while ago. But we were like, this is good. But someone mentioned Tom Holland is a better Spider-Man. It does seem that way, and I would totally agree with that. So,
yeah, we got into The Greatest Showman from TikTok.
Oh yes, because there were so many. An update on me in regards to TikTok.
Tropic Thunder.
And all of that.
Yeah, this is very important.
I know.
I'll get a drink while you talk.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I'm very thirsty.
I'm like, wow, clear the room, people. Okay, so I've never been like super huge on see, I wasn't ready for Joe to leave this all to me, so give me a moment. Okay. Switching topics a little bit, but we can always keep going here. Tropic Thunder, that's so funny. Is that I know I've never had like a huge frequent presence on social media, so it may not have seemed obvious from my lack of presence, I guess, recently, but starting on Mother's Day, I set myself a goal of on Mother's Day on the morning, I deleted all social media from my phone. The only one, because I know Cassandra's actually asking this on
Mighty Networks.
Mighty Networks. I was thinking Mythic Quest. I was like, not Mythic Quest, Mighty Networks, of how I made that work, because I do go on social Instagram for my account. I put it like in a little group icon. Like if you know, you can group your apps. I put it in a group of apps and kind of put it on like the next page. So it wasn't visible, but it was still there. So I had to keep like downloading it. But I did get rid of everything and got rid of push notifications and all of that. I just felt like it was something I really needed to do. And it has been really good, actually. I do want to try to figure out a way to have a better relationship with social media because, of course, I don't want to be, under a rock. Not that I want to like be in the know and all that kind of stuff, But at the same time, a lot of people do communicate that way. And so I just I felt like I needed a full refresh, and that I needed to, maybe come back to it a little later. But I've actually really been enjoying not going on at all. But, oh, good night, Kevin. Yeah, we're probably wrapping up here as well, just so you know. I am super excited for In the Heights, by the way. Yes. The only thing that I struggle with is with Ashley's Lemonade Stand. I feel like, I don't know. I got to figure out a way to kind of keep you updated on that too. But at the same time, I feel like the whole point is like, I don't know. It's probably a whole nother video, but basically I just felt like, I do feel like we all know about each other's lives, like so much, but also so not much. And so I felt like I was just like, I wanted to be more authentically in the know with people in my lives. So instead of being like, oh, hey, I saw on Facebook, like I want to just like see them and be like, what's going on in your life, and hear from them in person, and, connect more in those ways. And, I want to be more authentic on even in my Instagram with Ash's Lemonade Stand, and being very purposeful in what I post, and being very honest, and, all that
And
stuff.
I don't feel personally like the majority of what you see online is real.
Right. So that's why I was just like, and I felt like it was affecting me. I felt like I did have a bad habit of checking too often. So I knew I just needed a refresh. I actually started reading, but I had to return it. So I'll have to think about trying to get that again. A book called Digital Minimalism. And so that's been really good to read to kind of help me kind of figure all that out. But anyway, a long, heavier subject, but just wanted to keep you updated. It's something I'm exploring, and I've really been finding positive effects. So in case you're curious of like, again, I'm not on
I've always felt that way though. Like whenever we've unplugged just from everything, even if it's just been for like a week, like when the week we've unplugged, like we've been doing something and we've just been so busy we haven't been able to go on our phones for a week, whether it's because we're on vacation or because we're just busy around the house. Those weeks are like the weeks we're the happiest, I feel like.
Yeah, but also like coming to terms of like, why do we feel that way? Like, why can't we be happy with social media? Like, why does it affect us? Like, do we need to come up with, other than like totally getting rid of it, do we need to come up with other coping mechanisms and stuff like that? So Jeff asked, have we checked our mailbox lately?
Maybe like a week ago.
Did we? Was it about
I did. Maybe like a week and a half, maybe.
Sorry, Jeff. Let us know. I'm trying to think. I feel like we might have gotten something, if we can refresh my mind. But we do still have a P.O. box. I know a couple have been asking, but do not feel obligated to send anything. But yeah. Good evening, Jason.
But it's not even just like apps. Like, I feel like everything is like so clickbaity now. Like even the things that didn't used to be names, but like certain like long-standing Disney ones is a great example that used to give like great news information, and now like you'll never believe what Disney's going to do to make your trip miserable. Disney's lying to you. Disney's doing this to you. And it's just like, these used to just be like informative things. And now it's like, well, wait, what? And then you click on it and it's nothing like the story. It's just like complete nonsense. And
there's competition. So, they're trying to do what they can do.
They got to make money, I guess, on ads, but
we just don't feel like consuming that as much.
I just get grumpy. I feel like a curmudgeon.
What's tough for me is that I felt like Facebook and Instagram were not like a daily thing. Like you checked in every so often. And like I remember with See You Real Soon, we only would post when we were like down on our vacation. And we even posted like little here and there when that was the case. But now it seems like in order to stay on top of everything, to the algorithm, all those things, like you have to be posting daily. And I'm like, I started thinking like, I don't need to know what everyone's doing on their daily life. Like, let's just check in every so often, guys.
I just feel grumpy. Maybe that's me.
I know, ad revenue. Yeah, exactly. All that stuff.
Like I see people commenting things like, if you don't post this, Mark Zuckerberg owns all your photos. And people that I thought that I'm friends with or like family with, I'm like, oh my God, these people, I've always like looked up to these people. I'm like, oh, they're posting that. Like, Mark Zuckerberg doesn't have any right to your photos if you don't post that on your Facebook. But they sucker people into doing stuff, and it's just like, ugh.
Yeah. But yeah, don't read into anything we just said, because it's just
our own.
Yeah, but I know that's a long topic, and I know it's like everyone feels differently about it, but you gotta do what you gotta do, and this has kind of been working for us. But thank you, Angela. Yeah, so I feel like we're gonna wrap things up here. I'm trying to think of anything else I want to update you on. But yeah, life's been good. Again, having been off of like social media, just really focusing on our family and all that. I feel like we've been doing like lots of fun things. And things have been kind of opening up here more too. And now we've got a fun little trip planned, not to Disney, if you are late to the conversation.
So yes, please send us some information on stuff.
Yeah.
If you have any tips or advice on anything traveling too, like anything good to do for car trips, any good ways to get like hotel deals, or any good restaurants we need to see in the cities. I mean, we're not going to do like expensive restaurants, but if there's like a nice like sub shop or something like that, burger place, pho, like just something like that's like more like takeout style.
Right.
Anything good takeout in the cities, let us know. Because we are going to be, one thing we didn't really mention is probably in different hotel rooms.
I know. That's kind of
so
funny.
Me and Ashley are going to be kind of apart quite a bit.
Yeah.
Just because the kids are so, we'll see.
Yeah.
Because if it ends up being not beneficial, well, that's one of the reasons we're not booking ahead of time, is that we can go back into one room. But because Lee gets up at 6 a.m. and Dennis gets up at like 8:30.
And Dennis needs a nap and Joe needs to work.
Right. Do we need to do 2 rooms? So we're going to try it that way. And if it doesn't end up being we realize like this is not beneficial, we'll go back down to 1.
Right. So that's the plan. So always exciting things happening here in our abode or wherever we're traveling to. Hope things are doing really well where you are. If I always like to say you would like to keep the conversation. I know we did talk about, sorry, I interrupted my thought. Just saw someone say get an RV. We looked into that. It is quite in demand right now and quite expensive.
And it would have just been hard to do.
Yeah, we kind of talked about the logistics. Didn't quite work for us, but that's the like ultimate dream. Like that's the bucket list of kind of having that kind of life one day. We'll see. But if you'd like to keep the conversation going, you can always go to Mighty Networks. I think I have a link on my YouTube descriptions on most recent videos, as well as I believe on my Instagram bio. So if you have not joined yet, follow that link and join our little private group that is not on any social media, on its own little platform where we just talk about everything and anything and nothing at all, and just are there to support each other and really enjoy it. I know I feel like it's fallen a little off on activity, but that all just means we're all just really busy right now. But I would love to see all you guys join, and I will be joining in as much as I can as well. I always like to say this as well, if you're watching this after this has gone live and you've made it this far, you are a real one. My goodness. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to comment what you liked, what you agreed with, any tips or tricks or anything like that you have. But hope whatever time of day or wherever you are doing well. Thank you all so much for joining us either live or after. So great to have our special guest here. I know we have not been as active on Serial Soon. It is our Disney-specific content channel, so when we don't have Disney content, we have a lot going on where we can't do it together. Unfortunately, the content isn't there. So we have been taking quite a bit of a break on Serial Soon, but hopefully maybe later in the summer we'll have a few things for you here. If you have a Disney trip, I feel like I'm like wrapping up a lot of things.
Yeah. That's where you go here.
If you have a Disney trip planned, because I know so many Disney fans are here, I hope you have a wonderful time. Stay safe. And if you don't, I hope there is one in your near future. We hope there is one in ours as well, but there is not as of right now. Anything you'd like to say, special guest?
Joe out.
Wow, my goodness. Guess that's it. All right, have a wonderful night, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I will be live again, hopefully, and we'll likely be on the road on July 1st. So see you next month, everybody. Enjoy June. I hope it's a wonderful month, that you are able to do more and you can be safe and enjoy the weather wherever you may be. All right. Always so great talking with you guys. Bye.